You're welcome back. It is still the World Cup year. It is a World Cup moment, World Cup days. But then you can't take it away that is a grand slam. I don't know, probably if I am the French, I will ask them, why don't you shoot this team, away? But then it's finishing before the World Cup starts. So probably it now becomes, the eve of the World Cup is when you say you are playing the French Open. The only grand slam that is on clay, the slowest of all the courts. And where you have a king that have played 67 matches. And I tell you this, if there is something I call a perfect score, this is what you get. 66-1. He has won 66 times and he lost just once. But today, there is something much more at stake. Much more at stake. But I don't know, because I have expert in the house. So my name is Ken Ochonogor. You know that, right? But these guys are better than us. But before I introduce them, because we're talking about the World Cup here, the World Cup moment that we are passing through 4 days to go, we're asking you, after watching our matches against Greece and also yesterday's match against the USA, do we have a World Cup team? So you're following us at our Twitter handles, at channels_sports and also at Ken Ochonogor. Let's say we will get back to you and follow the discussion. Do we have a World Cup team? Basically, that is a major thing we're talking about today. And also, we shall look at. Do you believe in witches? Somebody can tie up somebody and say that leg will not work. Stay in Ghana and tie up a Portuguese leg that's going to play in Brazil. Well, I don't know. But then I have my guys in the house. They are here always. And then they make my day because they make this easy for me. I'm starting from the other side. Jimmy, I'm not starting from you. I'm not starting from you. Jimmy is close to me today. Can you hear me?
Ken, good afternoon, viewers. I'm happy that you have started from me, at least not from Jimmy. Yes. He won't come and bamboozle us with all his Federista. A lot is at stake today at the French, at the Roland Garos.
Yes.
And Nadal will be hoping to win his 9th Roland Garos title, while also Djokovic will be hoping to join the list of 7 men who have won all the 4 Grand Slams. Yeah. So it promises to be very, very exciting.
Okay, now let me come to Jimmy. I won't go talk. But Jimmy, apart from say, okay, fine, somebody want to win this tournament for the 9th time in 10 years, and also Djokovic, who says, look, I want to join the greats. Sharapova joined the great with just 4 slams. Sure. 1-1-1. She won 1-1.
He will be becoming the first Russian to win a particular Grand Slam twice.
The truth that she's, if you follow Sharapova, you find out that Sharapova's parents are Belarusians. Who went to Russia, yep. And then from Russia to Sochi, from Sochi to US, Florida, and all that. So at least she speaks English so fluent that sometimes we wonder whether it was her first mother tongue. But I'm still with Jimmy. Jimmy,
my French first. Je m'appelle Jimmy.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's got to be said, this is one very, very great event that we saw yesterday. Maria Sharapova winning her 5th Grand Slam. And you see, what makes it more eventful is the fact that we had a very great battler in Simona Halep doing all she could just to see if, as the first time, she could win a slam and all that. Maria Sharapova coming off from a 7-month injury layoff. I think it's something that we really had expected, some, especially when Serena Williams had lost in the earlier rounds. We felt that with Maria Sharapova, antecedents on clay, she should be able to do it. There was no Azarenka, and definitely coming into this particular competition, she showed that she really was up for it. And it's got to be said, there is no way I won't talk about the love. The love bet.
Yes,
Victor Dimitrov had a good time 2 weeks ago. Won a title. She won a title. Now she's coming to this competition. Won a title for herself. You ask yourself, Karo Wozniacki.
Pardon, Jimmy. If Jimmy continues, Jimmy continues the way he is, because Jimmy did say here last week on Sunday that Sharapova has a chance of picking it in the absence of Azarenka and in the early exit of Serena.
Yep.
So he got that spot on, but I don't know what he got spot off. But then, so let us where is here? Where is Nadal Djokovic?
Yeah, Ken, as you said, merci.
Merci beaucoup.
Today's match is more of head or tail. History is going to be made.
Yeah.
Now, as I said last week, that 2 years ago, some things are just permanent. Nobody will be thinking of Nadal losing on that aloe clay cut of his. But the ascendancy of Djokovic in the couple of months, I think is a 50-50 game.
Yeah.
For the first time, Nadal will be having a 50-50 match at Roland Garos. And I think the pendulum, because this man has said he will just attack very early. That's what Joko said, that he can't wait, he can't stay back. He needs to just from the first set.
He doesn't want to do the comeback.
Exactly, because
He's always coming, he's not doing the comeback.
His game against Gobi almost went out of hand because he struggled physically. And like Okwe said, in the last 9 months, if you look at the match between Djokovic and Nadal, Djoko has had the upper hand. Look at what happened in the final of the Rome Master.
Yes.
On clay, Djokovic
He came back.
Came back and defeated Nadal. So, like Okwe said, history is in the making for both men. I expect a very, very tight match, knowing the kind of person. Knowing the kind of person Nadal is.
We've not heard about injury in this time. We have not heard about injury, definitely. He has not, if it was there, we would have known.
There was injury. The semi-final match was, he removed every doubt.
No. Andy Murray is not your perfect clay player. He's not really the kind of player you want to see on clay, despite the fact that even when he was playing on semi-final, no, he might have played. A lot of factors led to it. The draw was good enough. The draw was good enough for him.
Let me chip in something. You know, tactically, the guy avoided Roland Garros last season just to win Wimbledon. He abstained from Roland Garros. And now, if the guy is now coming without his mythical coach and could even get to the semi-final and the way he even played, I think we should just give him
there's always something like the luck of the draw. For example, Roger Federer had the luck of the draw. Unfortunately, he met with the Alex Golbic. And Alex Golbic had been a player that we had been talking about. Looking forward to giant killer. Getting to the semi-final.
Knocked out.
Jimmy, let me just stay with you.
Yes.
Because I know you are the only person I can ask this question. If I ask Yemi will not give us an impartial answer.
So you want a partial answer?
No. What do you think of Federer? I mean, he didn't do well here. Do you see him going to his turf and winning, over there, or it's time for him to say, "Look, I'm moving off"? Does he still have a slap in
my mind of minds, I feel that Roger Federer has a slam more in him.
Okay.
That slam should be the Wimbledon.
Wimbledon.
After the Wimbledon, he would retire on the high. That's what I feel.
Okay.
But when you consider the fact that he really tried to come into this competition and enjoy himself, which I think that we should appreciate, especially the Babai factor to it. Then,
ask your question. So who do you give it to? Who do you give it to?
Wimbledon?
No. Today.
I give it to Djokovic. Djokovic has been getting near.
Canada.
Today?
Djokovic,
Nadal.
No, you can't vote.
I asked the question.
You can't vote.
You can't vote because we don't have the time.
Look at guys. How can I be vetoed on my show? This is not fair. Okay, you say I shouldn't say anything. I'm not going to say anything. Anyway, that is the thing. Before we go to the World Cup, our stories or the World Cup segment, which is what this show is all about today. Jimmy, Mercedes, they are trouncing Formula V here. But Vettel is third.
And what that means is that on the track, on the Canadian tracks, anything could happen. There is the likelihood that overtaking could actually make a Vettel or even an Alonso win in this particular GP, in this Grand Prix.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, I think more of the attention is focused on Rosberg and Hamilton. The kind of infraction they're having within themselves, especially because of what happened the last time at Monaco.
The last two Monaco,
and,
I think they said they've settled now. They said
well,
put it behind them.
I think they would not want to put that. It's on paper. That's the political statement. When you look at what's happening, Hamilton wants to win. Nico Rosberg is a German. He doesn't want to lose. So as long as we have people that really feel that they should be able to win the World Drivers' Championship, it's going to be very, very difficult. At a point in time, I actually felt it was going to be between Raikkonen and Alonso coming into this particular WDC.
Yeah, this year.
But now what we are having is Rosberg, Hamilton going against themselves.
For this one, the other one was on point, I mean. This one was off point.
The Formula One season this year has all been Mercedes. And you see, Jimmy keep laying emphasis on the infraction between Rosberg and Hamilton. And for me, I think it's good for the sport. It's good for them. You see, when you have what we call a positive rivalry between drivers of the same team,
so like
they are pushing each other. Anybody who wins is good for them. He only beat Hamilton by 0.079 seconds. And what are we talking about?
I'm on positive rivalry.
Yes,
positive rivalry. The other man.
Yeah.
Positive rivalry.
The other teams.
I know we had the last time.
The positive.
I think, gentlemen, that is what actually Mercedes has said.
Okay.
That in as much as
They can manage it.
they can do that and it doesn't impede on Mercedes,
exactly,
I mean,
Mercedes.
on team.
It's good for both of them.
Okay.
If
The
Mercedes
people have been
is first
saying
and
it is
second,
not. I
first and
think
second.
people criticize it when you say this is number one
Mercedes
driver.
driver. Let them
The other guy will protect him.
Let them enjoy that time in the sun.
Even where he could
win,
him. He said, "Let me protect him. Let me protect." We have undeserved winners, but this time let the better man win. Because at least if you look at the drivers'
WDC,
champion standing,
points off.
you know, if even each of the Mercedes,
Yep.
the Rosberg and the Hamilton,
points off
has
themselves.
more than the constructors' championship of the other.
Exactly.
Team. So at least basically this one is it Formula M?
No, I don't agree. I don't agree. But you know, you should accept the fact that Vettel and Richard, they have been doing very well.
Vettel needs to up his game.
When Red
You are
Bull,
as good as your
when
last
Red Bull,
game.
hold on,
Exactly.
hold on, Yemi. When Red Bull were focusing on winning the last WDC, Mercedes had been doing their best.
Working on their car.
Yes, but I'm telling you,
Sign the driver. Amit said something.
The
car is in perfect condition.
We are going to Brazil now. I don't care this guy. We are taking a break and we are going to Brazil. But let us see where what is her name? Jennifer Lopez and Pitbull taking us. We are one. Let us go there. When we come back, yes, it is 2010. No, 2014.
No, Okada to Brazil.
No, Okada to Brazil. All right, let's go.